Hey guys, it's Calvin with Improver, and in this video, we're going to talk about continuous improvement automation. We're not just talking about technology-driven automation, although that's a wonderful tool. We're also talking about manual continuous improvement automation. What this means is to create event-based triggers that automatically initiate a sequence of continuous improvement activities. I'll give you an example. During a gimbal walk, which I would consider a leader standard work activity, you notice that one of your key performance metrics is in the red if you're using a red, yellow, green metrics ranking system. And red essentially means it's underperforming. Now, there should be some type of follow-up to that underperforming metric. That might be a root cause analysis investigation or some other type of investigation to understand what's driving the failure. That investigation should trigger one or more follow-up items, which should trigger completion of the follow-up item, which should trigger a revision of the standard work for that area or the 5S or whatever you're using to standardize work there, which should trigger training on the new procedure, which of course should trigger a cycle back to the leader standard work. It's some type of review or audit process to make sure that the standard is being followed. Now, I just named off a whole bunch of lean tools, and don't let that scare you away. Stick with me here. My point in saying all this is that those transactions in between lean tools, from follow-up action to training to standardization, those transactions are typically where continuous improvement falls apart. How do you know if you need continuous improvement automation? How do you know you need to establish some CI workflows? First off, you're going to have poor follow-up on issues. You'll see frequently inadequate response to issues. In our example from just a moment ago, if you don't follow up on that investigation, most likely you'll see that key metric continue to underperform until an appropriate response is taken. In fact, if you skip any step in that continuous improvement value stream, then the problem is never really resolved. No standard workflow just makes it unclear on who has the ball on issues. Another problem you'll see is just a general lack of sustainability. Assuming you are reaching the point in the CI value stream or CI workflow where you're actually implementing the follow-up actions, the inertia of complacency will ultimately win if you don't have a strong foundation of continuous improvement automation in place, irregardless if it's a manual process or with the use of technology. So what do you do about it? I'll share a few tips on how you can start to think about how to do continuous improvement automation within your business. Start with leader standard work and visual management. You can't solve a problem that you can't see. And of course, there's always two sides to the CI coin. There's meeting the minimum expectations of your customers and key stakeholders. And then there's making progress against your overall company strategy. The quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily leader standard work routines combined with visual management and the right metrics should make the biggest problems obvious so that the appropriate response can be taken. Second thing here is to establish a single point of accountability for each key area of business performance. This person ultimately owns the execution of the continuous improvement workflow. And of course, the third thing is to use digital tools like Improver, for example, to ensure effective follow-through and real-time progression toward desired business outcomes. Again, where continuous improvement tends to fall apart is in the transactions from tool to tool. Analog tools just don't communicate with each other very well. They don't communicate with you very well either unless you take an active part in seeking the information. One of the unique value adds that digital tools bring you is dramatically improved communication. Not only can these tools be designed to communicate with you when you need to know something, they can also communicate more broadly across the organization more easily. On top of all that, your digital tools can communicate with each other, making it less likely that failures are going to occur in the transactions, making it more likely that follow-through will be successful. So tell me in the comments below, how have you successfully applied continuous improvement automation? I look forward to engaging with you further on this topic. Let's get better every day. Thank you.